BetOnline is your number one source for all your summer sports this season, from MLB, golf, NBA, and NHL playoff stats. All the latest stats, news, and scores are available to you to follow your favorite teams. So get the latest odds and lines, including the latest team matchups, player props, and odds on just about every sport out there. Head to the website today or use your mobile device to get in the action. BetOnline, where the game starts. AEW Dynamite, 787, right?
Yeah,
good. Well, you knew because there's no basketball competition. So I think, like I said, this happens every year. Everybody's all doom and gloom about the ratings, but for a period of, 4 or 5 weeks, they lost roughly 10% of their audience, which is about what it is. They were like at 710, 700. They were real low, was 672 one week, but basically they just got back like 70,000 fans, which is 10% of people that. Or what happened? This happens next year. Look at the numbers. The exact same thing will happen again, just like it happened the year before and the year before that. So it starts with Mercedes Moné coming to the ring. She got heelish promo. Said Willow is way too nice. She mentions Stokely Hathaway and Chris Statlander and said she hopes Willow kicks her. And then she shifted the focus back to her celebration of Forbidden Door coming up. Then they showed the on the screen that deal where she had gotten knocked out in the dark and woke up and nobody knew who hit her. And they found out it was Sky Blue who showed those video. That was some of my best work. And then Mercedes has her back turned to Sky Blue live in the arena, hits her from behind and gets heat on her. And that was the segment. She was the mystery attacker. What did you think of this guy?
Yeah, it's very weird because she was booed last week, and then this week she was kind of cheered. Well, she was cheered, right? She's still cutting heelish promos, still acting like a heel. Very unlikable. And Sky Blue does absolutely nothing for me. Yeah, she's got hanging out. That's cool, but she does nothing for me. You knew who was going to win. That was no build up, so I wasn't really interested.
I just think she was better as kind of the happy-go-lucky young babyface. I'm not connecting with the heel version of her at all.
Put up the ratings. I want to see who was the highest and the lowest.
They're not. The quarter hours aren't there yet. I'm watching though.
All right, so I think when Mercedes Moné was, they came out at the beginning of the show. They showed some brief highlights of her beating Willow, right? The announcers were talking about that. So the next entrance is they showed the Okada, those guys, the Elite, arriving to the building in the scapegoat bus and another nice car or whatever, an SUV, and then they go to Swerve, who's the champ, and he's making his entrance, and they're talking about how he won his event. There's no highlights the night before and everything. And bro, they did this twice in the show. I mean, the champ comes out second in every contest sport, and for years and years and years. And if the champion if the champion was going to be coming out first, we would tell production, "Hey, you guys got this backwards. He needs to come out second." That's just a wrestling trick, like a tradition. But he came out first. And then he wrestled Killswitch. They didn't really explain why they were having this match. Well, they tried to, but they should have showed a video of the storyline between Cage and a recap, and so what happened. But of course, the Swerve goes over. And after the match, Prince Nana handed Swerve a pair of scissors, and he cut the ponytail off the mask of Killswitch. What you think of this?
Boring. I just thought that Killswitch has been booked like a dude. All he's done for a year is stand next to Christian. And so nobody thought he was going to win here. He cut off his hair big.
No, he didn't. Okay, because people caught this, and I saw on Twitter and stuff that even Powell brings it up. Swerve pulled the ponytail, and we cameraed it a close-up and showed that it was merely hair attached to Killswitch's mask strap, not his own hair. Because the camera showed.
He cut off the hair.
Cut off the fake hair off his mask.
Either way, I was not impressed by this.
Right, yeah. So
I like Swerve, but this was not him. And now they have Prince Nana pushing this coffee brand. And it's like, okay, you can buy coffee, gourmet coffee. You can there's a lot of artists that are now pushing coffees, but there's a lot of competition.
Let me tell you the other two here. And this is the type of match that you book if you're taking 15 minutes booking your wrestling show every week, right? So Killswitch, the story throughout this faction has been he's the heavy Like, he's the tough guy. It's not Cage. Cage is like the punky little,
But he never does
heel
it.
guy.
He's
Stuff.
always tough.
Okay, but I'm just saying.
Bounced around.
But here's the point. Bro, this should have been another 2 to 3 weeks built up on television. Just like, okay, you beat me, now you got to face Killswitch. Show him like this is a formidable opponent. Instead, they throw him out there in an 11-minute match.
100%.
Right.
That's the same thing I thought. And you know what would have given him a little bit more heat? If he would have come out with the mom and the kid.
Right.
As a distraction or something, to get some heat. But no, they threw him out there. They haven't done anything with him for a year. All he's literally done is stand next to Christian.
Right. So Moxley delivered a promo backstage, his typical promo where he said he's wrestling with an arm injury. He said it wasn't a good idea, but he said champions show up. He spoke about his upcoming schedule and says he'll be on top in AEW, New Japan, anywhere else he wants to go. He cuts the same promo every time. He cuts a good promo, but like I said, it's the same promo every time. So Big Bill was just that they had a big cardboard tree in the ring for the learning tree segment. The segment calls TV time. Jericho came out and said, "Who wants more TV time?" You know I do. One of the who said one of the announcers said that was a shoot. Jericho showed off his new learning tree shirt, and he spoke about retaining the FTW championships. And I hope that you bought her tough and dropped him on his head. And then all of a sudden, this segment went downhill fast because Jericho introduced Brian Keith as his guest. He came out and shook hands with Jericho Bill. Jericho asked him if he wanted to become a disciple of learning tree. And Chris spoke up, Jericho's been disrespected. And he said he couldn't believe more people didn't jump at the opportunity. The crowd started drowning out everything with a chant. Jericho said, "Watch your language. His family show." Good line. And then Keith started yelling at the fans, told him to calm down because this was a teaching moment, not a yelling moment. Jericho said he respects that Keith is a bad man, and Bill jumped in and said Keith is a bad apple. Jericho said the bad apple doesn't fall from the learning tree, and Jericho said Keith is welcome to stay under the learning tree as long as he wants. And the Hook comes out and beat up 2 security guards, and he was going to hit the ring, but the Joe comes up and he just pops up at ringside in front of Hook, like out of nowhere, and Joe whispered to Hook, and then they headed backstage together. And at the end of the segment, Jericho thanked the fans. So, what did you think of this? People keep getting on Jericho. I thought he made the best of this as he could, but bro, let me tell you something. Remember when I did the in TNA when I did the Jive Talking segment?
Yep.
Bro, it's like my first guests, the first 3 weeks of the show were Goldilocks, Shark Boy as Dean Baldwin, and the Ducks. Okay, and I was like, and that was the end of the segment. And I was like telling Jeff, Vince, I go, the segments work if you have top guys in the segment. Like, but I just started doing this. I'm not here to elevate people when the segment hasn't even gotten over yet. You know what I'm saying? That's what I thought about this. It's like you're bringing out Brian Keith, and it's like, how good is this going to be with Brian Keith up there? It sounded like an indie guy that was, cutting an indie promo. What, did you get the same vibe?
Yeah, bro. And it's like the guy's not over. He never wins. Who about him,
right.
And it's just amateur hour. And then Bill did a bad joke about like a bad apple falling from the learning tree. That was straight crickets. The bounty, he's right. Jason is right. The moment the bounty hunter came in, this thing went downhill.
Okay, so I missed this. But
good luck getting him over.
Yeah. But they tried to set up something with Stephanie Vaquer, I guess her name is, but the production team played the wrong thing to show Moxley beating Takeshita. And then the broadcast team had to bring up that they made an error. And then they went to a video package of New Japan's Stephanie Vaquer. And she's supposed to wrestle Mercedes Moné, right?
Right.
Bro, that's what I'm telling you. I can't stand this forbidden door. Like, I don't give a about any of these people. You can play a 30-second video. I'm not interested. Like, you keep feeding into this uber-marked fan base. It's into Japanese wrestling. It's like, the real viewers are like...
She's not really she wrestles for CMLL.
Oh, she does?
Yeah.
All right. Is she any good?
Yes.
So the match where the outcome was never in doubt. John Moxley's wrestling Rocky with Romero. And, bro, then I can't stand this. It's like, if you're going to do the rankings, go to the number 1 ranked guy and set up an angle, start cutting some promos, and do 3 weeks, 4 weeks of TV and have a match. But they keep doing these title eliminator matches where the champion wrestles a guy, and if he beats him, then he gets a match, which is the laziest booking you can do. And especially when the guy's never beat the champion, which is what's happened every time they've done this. So, Rocky Romero, sorry, you don't get a title match. So, Renee Paquette asked Samoa Joe and Hook what happened earlier. Joe said they learned their first lesson. Joe said they don't exist on their time. truly dangerous men exist on their own time. And then they walked away together. What do you think of that segment? But what is Hunt doing with his mouth? He looks like he's got something in it, like he's got a golf ball in his mouth or something, like when he's giving
That's
that
the
facial.
gimmick, he's always looking serious, looking mad, and
He's got like
his mouth.
his mouth
And he
like a,
will talk a lot. Yeah.
Is he
that an accurate
dip? Maybe,
description?
is he dip?
Is that an accurate description? That he acts like he's got a golf ball in his mouth?
Well, I wouldn't say something that big, but yeah, it seems like he's
Like
got something in his mouth.
I thought he's chewing out of like a big round candy or something, right? Which actually be pretty good if he did. He could spit it in people's faces, right? Don Callis comes out and he brings Cassidy out, offers him a contract.
That was this is when I started watching. Yeah, mega heat for him. I loved it.
Yeah, Callis gets heat.
Yep.
So, but he handed Cassidy the contract. Cassidy held it up and then tore it in half. And Callis picked up the torn pages and said, Cassidy, hey, Don, no. And Callis stopped Cassidy from leaving and said, no one tells him no. Mm-hmm. And Stokely Hathaway comes out with Chris Statlander because, like he said, that was their faction. And Statlander said she was there on behalf of her friend who accepts the invitation to join the Callis family. And Trevor Renner showed up dressed like Don Johnson from Miami Vice and attacked Cassidy. And Cassidy bled. And Callis tried to intervene and then backed off and Beretta stand him down. The Beretta held his arms open and Callis ran over and hugged him. And the Russian team did the best friends camera bit. Callis put the boots to Cassidy and acted like he hurt his foot. And Beretta put his foot over Cassidy's neck and gave Cassidy's thumbs up before kicking him. What did you think of this thing?
Like I've told you before, Trent does nothing for me, and he still doesn't.
What do you think of Don's shoes?
Same shit.
They're fantastic.
Okay. So Danny Garcia and Matt Menard were interviewing Renee Big Cat in the backstage shed. This is
Bro, it's funny that not one wrestler has the heat that Don Callis has.
Right. Isn't that ridiculous?
Yeah.
So Garcia spoke about getting stuck in his head in the same places he's been. Garcia says some people have so much confidence that they get the red carpet rolled out so they get it right. And Garcia mentioned going after the AEW International Championship and said he would climb the rankings to take the championship from Ospreay. All right. And they had our boy Menard there with him.
Which said absolutely nothing, so why was he even there?
Yeah. So then we go with Mercedes. But Mercedes May comes out first. Again, the champion comes out first. And Sky Blue comes out. They wrestle for the TBS, the championship. And this angle was so from the time that they announced, so they did like a few weeks of TV of who attacked me and stuff and thing. So in the first segment, they wrapped up who attacked her in 1 minute when Sky Blue showed.
And how hard could this have been? And you probably would have gotten even more people interested in saying you don't have to say who it is, but Mone's gonna defend her title on this show. They never said that. Right.
So she comes out and she beats her in 7 minutes and 40 seconds, and that angle's wrapped up.
Right.
So then our girl Stephanie Vacker walks on the stage and held up her title belt. Everybody says it to you. Dave tries to say that AEW has as many belts on their shows as it's WWE. And I'm like, well, you're not including the ones from the other companies that they include. So everybody. So what championship does this girl have? Is she the CMLL champion?
No, she says she's a New Japan
strong woman's champion.
Yeah, whatever that is. So, but the thing is, bro, you got to be good to wrestle New Japan.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Especially if you're from Mexico and she's good. That's the girl that got choked out by the guy in AAA that's in jail.
So Statlander and Hathaway at least has some explanation here of their actions. They're backstage outside the trainer's room, and Hathaway were called Statlander and Willow beat in the same four-way match for a shot at the TBS championship. And Hathaway said Willow doesn't listen when Statlander said she desperately wanted to become champions again, but he did. Hathaway introduced Statlander the new improved. And Statlander said she did something for herself for once she got booed for it. And she said the fans don't care about them, it's just she had to make a change. And Statlander said she's more than a woman, she's done being a protector. She said the rest of the roster would now need protection for her. So this was not a bad promo. There's actually Stokely had a good line in here where he talked about like all the bunch of talent or a bunch of. And he says, I haven't even got to the girls yet. That's like a good line. He said something like, he said, I'm not even going to get into the girls, you know? What did you think about this promo by Chris Statlander? I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah. So they showed highlights of Adam Cole getting kicked by MJF. And it showed the female narrator.
I think you should have been on this show, bro.
Yeah, you should have. But Excalibur said MJF is with AEW long term, will be on the Warpath. So the Elite comes out and the crowd is chanting for CM Punk. And Okada grabbed the mic and said, hey, shut up. And that was his only line is from this promo.
Which got a huge pop.
Right. Then Perry looked into a ringside camera and said the Elite run this ship. And Perry said Tony Khan's team set him on fire, but they still won the during the arena match. Perry boasted he pinned Bryan Danielson. Nicholas said it's been a fantastic week for the Elite. And they said they released their new Reebok pump shoes on Monday. Nicholas said they had gifts and pointed to the big screen. A sports car with Rainmaker planes was shown arriving in the parking lot. Okada asked if this was a dream. One of his teammates said, "You deserve it." The crowd chanted, "You deserve it." When Matthew said it was time for business, that Adam Copeland was badly injured during the TNT title match, but Matthew said it was on him because he told Copeland to break a leg prior to the match. Then Matthew said he thought he jinxed Copeland. They said they were thinking about Copeland praying for him. Then Matthew said they had to make tough decisions, EVPs, and Matthew announced that Copeland was stripped of the TNT championship. And Matthew said they knew just a guy to be the new champion and introduced Jack Perry as the new champion. They went and celebrated, and Chris Daniels walked out and said he didn't need their severance package. Daniels said Tony Khan named him the interim executive vice president, so that when he makes an announcement, it's coming directly from Tony himself. So Daniels pulled the TNT title off a podium in the aisle and said they weren't giving away the title. He said Perry would get his chance. He said they would hold qualifying matches with no one allowed at ringside. The winners will advance to a ladder match at Forbidden Door. And Daniels said the first qualifying match would be held on Friday Night Dynamite. Matthew said the Elite were going to show Daniels how happy they are that he's back. What do you think of this?
Well, there's two logics in gap here for me, two gaps in logic. One, wasn't Jack Perry burned on the pay-per-view?
Yeah.
Why wasn't he selling that?
No, because they put the fire out on him. He's finished the match.
So none of that fire.
You know what's the end of that? Energy.
I'm about to tell you. So he actually, I saw it. He actually was walking while he was on fire. None of that fire went through his jeans and burned up his legs or anything. Okay.
Of course not.
And then the other thing is, why does Tony Khan not show up for work, but yet he's rolling down the ramp? He drove some guy to the show. Why isn't he at the show? Why did he make Chris Daniels an EVP? He can do it himself. It's very weird.
I don't know.
Speaking of, AEW and executives or whatever, what's up with QT, Konnan? Can you speak about that at all? I mean, he's supposed to be back there, but I haven't seen or heard anything about what he's going to do, what he is doing, his position.
The same thing he was doing before.
Okay.
All right. So, Swerve and Nana stood in front of a wall that had a bunch of musicians' names on it. Oh, hey, I'm doing this something here. Swerve stood in front of a wall, had a bunch of names on it. Nana said Swerve might as well be called Stevie Wonder because nobody can see him in the ring. Swerve showed off the hair he took from Killswitch and spoke briefly about the Casino Gauntlet match to determine his next challenge. Excalibur announced the MJF. Brian's got to say something. What got Swerve over?
His attitude, his work, personality.
No, what really got him over?
The dance?
No.
Oh, the cowboy.
A very long angle with the cowboy, which is a personal issue where they were cutting good promos because it's a personal issue and everything. Bro, they're just like...
They're going back to what they always do, just throw it for no reason, no build-up. They've done it with Orange Cassidy, done it with Darby. They do that all the time, bro. They just did it with Monet. I don't know where this girl, they could have done a 2-3 week thing to make it more interesting. They could have announced this was going to be her first title defense. They did none of that, bro.
Right. So next is they go to the casino gauntlet. First of all, Rush stood on this backstage interview and said, congratulating MJF's return. And Rush said if you mess with the bull, you get the horns.
No. He said you get the herns.
The herns. Excalibur said MJF had just returned and is now being called out by one of the baddest men. Well, that's so. Think about that. So now MJF's coming back next week.
Right.
And he's getting called out by Rush.
Right.
And that's going to be the...
I think it'll just be a TV feud, though. I don't know if it'll be his long term.
Bro, it's just like these angles. There's nothing like... These are not storylines. Like Bischoff says it all the time. These are just excuses to have matches. A guy cuts a short promo with a guy and everything when they have a match. I want to know why are they wrestling, or why is that? Why is Bruce have an issue with MJF when MJF has issues with like so many people on this show? Bro, remember before MJF left, before he got hurt, he was literally at an angle with everybody. Remember, he was backstage doing come pro with Swerve. He was with Samoa Joe. He had like Wardlow. He had like 5 guys he's in angle with, and they got hurt. Now he comes back. Okay, let's pick up where we left off because I had an issue with these guys. Now I want to get but instead like Rush called me out. Now that's my issue now.
Right.
I mean, come on.
Well, he's about to get the herns. Nothing.
I was gonna say that.
Bro, what if Roosh had a shirt that said "Get these herds"? It's spelled HERNS. Would you wear that? A "Get these herds"
100%.
shirt.
Yeah.
So they did it. So I wasn't watching. I briefly went to the restroom and everything. Okay, and I missed that this match was starting. When it came back, what's his name? Ospreay was in the ring with some Japanese guy. Had no clue who this guy was, and a reason Shota Amuno.
Yeah, I didn't know who he was, but he was really good.
But and so then Leo Rush is one of the entrances, and
Leo was incredible, dude.
And Orange Cassidy's in, but the ninth entrance was Hecha Shadow,
Right.
and who how on earth are all these guys in a match for the winner gets a chance shot at the title? But
I think
I've never seen these guys on TV.
I think all these guys are going to be in the Forbidden Door show.
All right, so here were the guys.
You want to hear something that you'll find very interesting, Conan?
Let's hear it.
By that I mean not really at all. That Shota Umino guy, he's the son of Red Shoes, the referee. Bet you didn't know that.
Because we've. So just to reiterate, okay. So Will Ospreay defeated Jay White, Pac, Mystico, Shota Amuno, Claudio Castagnoli, Leo Rush, Orange Cassidy, and Hitch Shadow in 22 minutes and won the match. And then Swerve comes out with Nana, and him and Will Ospreay have a stare down, and it's even the fans are saying to themselves, "We don't want this now." So everybody, why these guys? They're but that's the vibe I got, and that's what I looked online. People wondering, why are we not shutting this for Forbidden Door?
Yeah, I would have thought that Ospreay would be involved right at the top of the card for the big All In London.
Yes, that's where he wins a.
That's where I would have thought. Yeah,
and now he just won a gauntlet match, and now he's facing the champion. And on Saturday, Ospreay's wrestling Kyle O'Reilly. Bro, this is that's the storylines are they're all over the place. With what they had, I don't get this. I was not a fan of the show. I knew it'd do a good number. I am a fan of them announcing next week that MJF is back, and I think they're gonna. We'll see what MJF is worth. I think they're going to go over 800,000. Okay, because he got back up a little bit this week, and I don't think there's a bet. There may be an NBA Finals game on Wednesday. If there's not an NBA Finals game on Wednesday, they should go over 800, and we'll assume that their base audience without MJF is of 770,000-ish. So we'll see what MJF is going to be worth to the show. Would you agree with that, Conan?
Yep.
Here goes the quarter hours, freshly released here.
All right, so...
Do you like this one or the other one?
No, I like that one.
Okay.
I got to give him credit on this.
No.
Oh, the usually from the middle to the end of the show goes down.
Yeah.
From the middle to the end of the show was steady. Yeah. Okay, so that's good for them.
So the lowest one was 689. Romero versus Moxley continuation. Joe Hook backstage promo and the Don Callis Orange Cassidy live angle.
And what you know what this shows me with this chart?
What?
That literally for the past 5 weeks, the people have been turning it off and watching the second half of the basketball game every week. It seems like that. Like every week it's been going down. So now there's no basketball game. They kept their audience, which is actually a good thing for them. But yeah, I'm not a fan of any of the creative directions here. Is what I'm not sure. So.
Right now, game one of the finals is scheduled for next Thursday, not Wednesday. Cool.
So they should do good. They should do a good number then with MJF. Hopefully, he does something interesting instead of just wrestling Roosh in a match. You know what they'll probably do? He'll open the show. He'll come out and wrestle his match with Roosh.
Yo, what's up? I just want to thank you guys for watching this clip. Don't forget to hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And join our YouTube membership for hours and hours of exclusive, unedited, uncensored content. And being a member will help you get involved in our upcoming live streams. Thank you for your support. Thank you for riding with us. I know you got a lot of other podcast choices, be it wrestling or other ones. And thank you for picking us. Boom.